Welcome to the Build Better Blueprint, the podcast where we discuss the foundations of real estate, entrepreneurship, and personal growth. Join Christian Cardamone as he shares insights, strategies, and stories that will empower you to level up your business, your lifestyle, and your impact. Let's build a better blueprint for success, starting now.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Christian Cardamone, the Build Better Blueprint. Today, I've got a little mini episode for you. We're halfway through the year, so it's time for the halftime review. And I've got a little exercise I just want to share with you guys so you could take 20 minutes to reflect on the last 6 months and the next 6 months ahead of us to get through the year and see what 2025 is going to end up bringing for you and what you're going to get out of it. So some of the main pillars that I'm focused on in my life as part of this exercise in one of the masterminds that I'm a part of, GoBundance, the things that we're focused on is horizontal income, age-defying health, genuine contribution, authentic relationships, extreme accountability, and bucket list adventures. So they ask us to rate yourself on each one of these pillars and then to provide evidence of the rating. So we don't just pick like a 2 or a 7 or a 9, put a number in there that's meaningful and then give some explanation behind it. And so what would be a rating you give yourself on the first 6 months for your horizontal income? That's going to be passive income that you have based on any rentals or business or debts that you're possibly lending to folks on or anything like that. Just passive horizontal income. Vertical income is the income you go out and earn every day. The horizontal is your passive. So where would you rate yourself in the first 6 months on your horizontal income? And what's the evidence of that? What about age-defying health? What about your health in general? Have you been going to the gym? Have you been eating healthy, clean? Have you been getting plenty of sleep and rest and recovery? How would you rate yourself on the first 6 months of that? Is that a 1 through a 10? What about genuine contribution? Are you giving to causes that are near and dear to you, close to your heart, charities? Are you giving your time if it's not a financial contribution? And are you coaching or mentoring somebody if it's not, again, a financial contribution, if it's just your time? There's other ways to give back and volunteer that don't necessarily require dollars and cents. How about your authentic relationships? Are you pouring into people? Are you receiving that from others? Are you engaging? That's what they say the secret to longevity is meaningful, positive relationships. So for the first 6 months of this year, have you been a hermit? Have you been a social butterfly? Have you been somewhere in between? Where would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? And what's the evidence of that? How about extreme accountability? I love this one. So doing what you say you're going to do, committing to it, writing it down, whether it's something as simple as going to bed at 10 o'clock at night and getting up at 6, or if it's generating a certain dollar amount of income or sales or making a certain number of calls or building relationships, whatever that is, what is your goal? Are you holding yourself accountable to it? Are you showing up and are you lying to yourself? And also with the commitments you're making to other people, are you showing up for them when you tell them that you will? That's extreme accountability. And if you don't have someone to hold you accountable, I encourage you to find someone, a person, a group, even if it's your calendar. If it's AI and you're prompting it to give you a schedule of events and you're holding yourself accountable to that, just some sort of tracking mechanism. It can be a person or a machine, but something needs to hold you accountable. And how would you rate yourself on that for the first 6 months of the year? What about bucket list adventures? These are trips that you want to take, things you want to see, people you want to meet. Anything on your bucket list? Do you even have a bucket list? If not, now's the time to make one and start thinking about how you can achieve these or taking steps towards it in the next 6 months of this year. So what's the evidence of that? Did you get to go? I was really stoked. I got to go to ski the Rocky Mountains this winter. That was a bucket list thing for me, even though I grew up skiing in the Adirondacks. I had never been skiing out west and got to ski at Snowbird this year. And it was friggin' rad. And so that was a bucket list adventure for me. I got to check that off. And I've got a bunch more, so I'm going to rate myself accordingly. And I've got the evidence to prove that I've done it and also what I'm doing to get myself closer to my next one. Here's another point, wins and impact. So I think ask yourself about the biggest wins, personal and professional, you've had this year. And what impact has that had? Have you had any personal wins? If so, what are they? What about professional wins? Have you had any professional wins? What would they be? A sales metric that you hit, number of units closed, dollar amounts in your bank, personal wins, a relationship. Is it someone you met, someone you're dating, maybe a new business partner or relationship? Let's talk about personal and professional wins and then the impact that's had on your life in the last 6 months. Then what are the top 3 opportunities in both your personal and your professional areas that you want to focus on for the next 6 months? And what are you required and prepared to do in order to maximize these things? So what have you done thus far and what is on the horizon so you can kind of see your lead and lag indicators of what needs to be done so that you can catch up and make sure if you're behind, you can get up to pace. And if you're ahead, that's not an opportunity to take your foot off the gas. It just gives you basically a glance. Again, this is just like a halftime review just to take a look at where you are halfway through the year. The last two questions that this exercise is asking is about the work that you've been avoiding. So they say the magic you're seeking lies in the work you've been unwilling to do. So what have you been avoiding? And be brutally honest. What have you been running from and why? Another question that I love to hear is they say, where are you most closely flirting with disaster in your life and in your business? These are questions to ask yourself and kind of reflect what is working, what isn't. A lot of times we know exactly what we need to do. We just don't do it. And it's probably because we're missing that extreme accountability. Assuming you're willing to make the commitment to yourself, be brutally honest with yourself. If you're trying to lose weight, you know you need to get up early and go to the gym and work out, and you know you need to eat clean. So if that's what you've been avoiding, then you need extreme accountability or some accountability person, partner to help you start to do that. If that's a goal that you want. If you don't want to do that, then more power to you. But this is all about setting goals and plans in motion for things that you want to do and you're committed to doing. And this is just a tool to help you analyze where you are on that journey for the first part of 2025. The last one is just general reflection. So if you maintain your current trajectory right now for the first 6 months, it's July 3rd, I'm recording this, 2025. Will you be proud of where you land on December 31st? So again, if you maintain your current trajectory right now, based on the first 6 months of performance, are you going to be proud? Are you going to be happy? Are you going to be okay with how your life looks on December 31st? Ask yourself that question and maybe write some notes down and say, man, I'm kicking ass this year so far. At the rate I'm going, this is going to be the best year ever. Bravo to you. If you're behind, you're asleep at the wheel. The good news is it's not too late to pick up the pace. We're only halfway there. And if you put the pedal to the metal, surround yourself with the right people, start thinking positive, start listening to positive people giving you good advice, surrounding yourself with people that are where you want to be, then the next 6 months could be the best 6 months of your life. So just a quick exercise. Take some time to do it. I'm working on mine now, and I really enjoy these exercises to do some reflection and help me kind of hone in on what it is that I want to do in the next year. And it's something that I encourage everyone to do. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, you want to reach out to me, hit me up. I'm on Instagram and all the internet places, and I would love to chat with you. And if you need help setting goals, and this is stuff I love, this is my wheelhouse. So anyways, go get some. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Build Better Blueprint. I'm Christian Cardamone.
That's it, folks. That's our show. Thanks as always for listening. If you enjoyed today's discussion, please leave us a 5-star rating and subscribe to our channel so you are up to date with the latest episodes. Feel free to share with your friends and keep up the great work. You are on the right path. See you at the top.